Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Alexander Hilly 123 here. It's time for yet another NHL 94 Montreal Canadiens video today, and it could well be the last semi-final game that we are playing. It's the fourth game of the semi-final series. We have beaten Pittsburgh Penguins 3 times in a row, very comprehensively. We beat them 6-1 in the first game, then 8-3, and then at home in the third game we beat them 6-1 yet again. So yeah, 2 6-1s in the middle of an 8-3. So goodness knows what's going to happen next. But hopefully we make it 4-0 in the series, and we finally find out who we are going to play in the final. I wouldn't be too surprised to see St. Louis get back, and turn that around. Quite frankly, anything could happen. I think initially Chicago and Vancouver were in charge of those quarter-final games, so who knows. But without further ado, let's get into the action. Needless to say, Montreal are full of confidence. It is well and truly flowing, yet they've still got the professionalism to go out there and give their fans even more to cheer about today. The Penguins are going to have to stage a miraculous recovery to get into the Stanley Cup final, no doubt about that. Matt Schneider though with a very early penalty. Let's hope it's not a scrappy game where the referee gets involved a lot, but it could well be. Great passing move. Number 21, who's that? Not seen him a lot. It's 1-0. Vincent Damphousse. He's not a clinical finisher. Muller is. He gave him the assist, and he notches it home. Lyle Odeline with an assist there as well. Everyone's happy, apart from the Pittsburgh Penguins. That could have been 2. That was one of the hardest one-timer hits I've ever seen on the backhand there. That was crazy. Well, make your predictions for today's game, ladies and gentlemen. How many goals Mr. Kurt Muller will get in this particular match. I'm going to say 4, and there's the first. Odeline with the second assist. I'm yodeling all the way. Patrick Roy's got an assist. Oh, I'm so happy, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2-0. Might actually be coming across as quite giddy today, I must admit, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not surprised, because I do feel it. Few shots on goal. Patrick Roy saves comfortably though in the end. .22, good play. It would be very interesting to see how many goals Montreal would have actually conceded this season if he hadn't been between the sticks. Don't know if they'd call them the sticks in ice hockey. They probably wouldn't, would they? I'm not sure. But yes, nevertheless, they've got a goal, and I've got to be honest, they've completely deserved that. Fair play to them. 2-1. Montreal gone off the boil a little bit since that goal. Bouncing the puck off my stick every time I pass it at the moment, and that is infuriating me. That's more like it. Number 25, Vincent Damphousse. I think he's been the player of the game for Montreal so far. Makes a change that it's not Brian Bellows or Mr. Kurt Muller. Bellows to Muller. And how on earth has Barrasso kept that out? Brilliant save, probably his best of the game so far. And there we have it. I think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, quite a good period of hockey. Montreal with an absolutely blistering start. Pittsburgh came back into the game very well. If it wasn't for Patrick Roy, they could have well had 1 or 2 more goals, but yeah, there we have it. 2-1 Montreal at the end of the first period. It's been a really poor start to the second period from both teams. Not much happening out there on the ice. The pace has considerably slowed down. That's more like it. First shot in anger for a while. Here's Mariole Lemieux, who has, without doubt, been the biggest disappointment in this semi-final series so far. And how Vincent Damphousse doesn't get that puck, I'll never know. It just eluded him. Jaeger, oh, brilliant challenge there from number 47. Well, that would have been an offside, but he just managed to stay onside. And Montreal build from the back yet again with number 28. He's far forward for a defenseman. Puck bounces off the stick. Now it's around the net. A very direct forward pass from Pittsburgh there, looking to get an equalising goal. It didn't quite happen, but there it is. There is the equalising goal. And it's Mariole Lemieux. His first of the game, and honestly, I'm not sure how many in the series he's gotten so far. This is the 4th game in the semi-final series, and I couldn't tell you at all whether he's got 1 more goal, 4 more goals. His first entirely, not got a clue, but he's been very quiet. But he's finally woken up, ladies and gentlemen, and he's given Pittsburgh an equaliser. Ulf Samuelsson out for the period, and I think Vincent Damphousse, who had a great first period, is going to go into the penalty box for roughing 2 minutes. Number 10, number 7, they're all crowding up for a shot there. None of them can quite put it in the back of the net though. But Pittsburgh build again, this is without doubt the worst that Montreal have played, but they spring a counter-attack. Vincent Damphousse, he makes it free, he puts them back in the lead. And after a sustained amount of pressure from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Montreal break on the counter and add a third, and that is why they are so dangerous. Way nets come loose. I actually think that's the first time that has happened in the entire series so far. Both teams playing quick, expansive hockey. That third goal has changed it all up. And you can see number 2 wheels away, gives it to number 25 on the counter-attack. Good save from Patrick Roy, and as you can see, Montreal trying to spring an attack as well. Look at that for a big hit! Possibly my favourite hit of the entire series. I'm not talking about the semi-final series. I'm talking about the whole series so far. This could be my favourite hit because he comes from nowhere and absolutely obliterates him. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Number 25, Vincent Damphousse, man on a mission. You better believe it. And Montreal have had to count on Patrick Roy to come up with some great saves. Let's see what happens in the 3rd and final period. If Montreal have their way, this will be the final 3rd period, the final game against the Penguins, and then it'll be the Stanley Cup final. Very exciting, but it might not be. It's Lemieux and Stevens at it again. 2 goals for Lemieux, 2 goals, or assists I should say, for Stevens, and it is 3 each. A real intriguer this game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, but what about that? Hats on the ice. Vincent Damphousse, I'm going to interrupt the organ song, because that is a great square pass there from Brian Bellows, and first time Vincent Damphousse, ladies and gentlemen, makes it 4-3. And that's the thing with Montreal, they were angered. Pittsburgh equalised against them, and within 10 seconds they're back in front. And that could have been 5, but that was a pretty poor shot from number 17. Not seen him too many times. Don't know who he is exactly. That's a bit of a howler from Patrick Roy. The next goal is all important, no doubt about that. That could have been it. I think there was a little deflection that completely altered the course of the puck there on the way in. 12 takes your strike. Good save from Barrasso. Been a lot of goals in this game, but the goaltenders I don't think have had poor performances so far. Well, I think this game that I'm playing right now is my favourite so far since I started recording these videos, because it's really on edge, can go either way. It's been just very close as well, and you don't know which way it's going to go. Ulf Samuelsson, I think he missed the first period. No, he's out for the entire game. Roughing 2 minutes. Brizzy boys, the Brizzy boys from Paris. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box for roughing. Here's Vincent Dampus. Going to be equalled up at 4 players each. Hooking, Kjell Samuelsson. He wanted revenge for his namesake being injured, and he got it, but he's going to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box. Oh, there's a counter-attack opportunity for Kurt Muller. Oh, that could have been the icing on the cake there. Number 10, great opportunity, and he equalises with just under 3 minutes remaining of the third period. Montreal concede a fourth, and I tell you what, I'm not 100% about this, but that might well be the first time that we've done that in this entire series. And they nearly took the lead there. Very intriguing now. What is going to happen? Oh, 43. Nearly gave Montreal the lead again. Because that's what happened last time Pittsburgh equalised. Montreal went up the other end of the ice and scored on them straight away. Number 48. Taking it to the Pittsburgh Penguins. But he's out of position now. Great save there from Patrick Roy. 47. Always forget who he is. And Barrasso has made some cracking saves today. I'm going to be really interested, I know I always say it, but I've got to say it again, to see the shot count at the end of this match. It seems like there have been tons of shots. And ladies and gentlemen, with just under a minute to go of the third period, we are level, which means that we are headed for overtime. As it stands, what is there a late drama from Mario Lemieux? What a taker, that was from number 27. Incredible entertainment. Muller, 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Gets on the forehand, oh, he's taken out. Brilliant save from Barrasso. Cracking entertainment there. And we are into overtime, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since the second round game where we played New Jersey way back then. So it's basically sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, whoever scores the next goal wins. Are we headed for a 5th semi-final game? Oh no, we're not. It might be an anticlimax, but Kurt Muller with Lyle Odlin with the 3rd assist. That's my third separate account of yodeling today, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt Muller actually takes Star of the Game award off Vincent Dampus, which I think is a little bit unfair. And my main yodeling man, Lyle Odlin, is the 3rd star of the game. Look at all those assists, that is incredible. For me, I think that game was all about Vincent Dampus. I think he was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, we end up winning the game by 5 goals to 4, and they had more shots than I had. But for the first time in ages, they actually had more power play than I had. So it does make sense in a way. Look at the face-offs. They won 30 more face-offs than me. Attacked more than me. Both teams passed the puck pretty well, both over 60%. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is, for me, the most engrossing game of the series so far. But there may well be even more engrossing games around the corner, because as you can see, we're not playing the St. Louis Blues. We're not going to hear the When the Saints Go Marching In tune. Instead, we're going to be going to LA to play the Kings. And yes, we're going there straight away. 2 games in Los Angeles and 2 games at home. Wayne Gretzky, Thomas Sandstrom, some incredible players. Can we win the Stanley Cup? Join me in the next video to find out, ladies and gentlemen. See you then.